Wow!
Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Dirty Pat Walsh channel here on YouTube with me, your host, Dirty Pat Walsh. So, I just wanted to try something different today. Um, as I'm discovering that I'm getting more interested in pocket knives and maybe just taking a closer look at some of the ones I have. I have a whole bunch of them. Um, and they're knives that I've used over the years. A couple of them are new, but a lot of them have just been in my pocket for years. This is a good example. Now in the YouTube knife community that I've seen that I've seen so far. There seems to be an open tag called it's like SAK Saturday, which means Swiss Army Knife Saturday. So I figured I'd take part in that this week because I don't have enough knives to really make that a big part of my channel or anything like that. But I do have a few interesting ones, and this is certainly no exception. The Swiss Army knife I'm about to show you is a discontinued model. It's called the Fireman, and I think it was released in the like around, I don't know, maybe it was discontinued in the early 90s. Um, but this is a 101 millimeter Swiss Army knife. This is like the big, the biggest kind you can get. Um, as far as tallness goes. Now, this is a 4 layer knife. It's pretty thick. I carried this in my pocket for years and years, and I've used it so much it's kind of getting destroyed at the top there. Kind of wrecked down at the bottom there. Right here. But yeah, I've used this knife so much for so many things. My brother gave this to me one Christmas. Must have been around 1990 or 1991 or something like that. In the 90s. He has a buddy who works for the Victorianox, so he used to give him good deals on stuff. Um, my brother also gave me a really good other Swiss Army knife that I lost or lent to somebody or something, but I don't even remember the model. But it was one of the smaller ones, but it had a lot of cool stuff in it. Anyhow, this is the Fireman, and now these were released in black scales and red scales. Now the red scales, the main blade is this beautiful one, this beautiful big old spear point blade, typical of the Victorianox line. That's what you'll always find is the main blade on a Victorianox is the spear point blade. And now the black ones have what's called the liner lock, where the way that you put the blade back in is you push this little lock in the liner. The red version, I've come to find, had like where the shield was, it has a little button, and that's how you do the lock. It's a different kind of lock. It's a button lock system. Um, Now, sadly, these days Swiss Army knives have the little metal shield kind of things, like actually in, put in, like it's a metal implant that it's put in. But this knife, sadly, it was just a little paint job. So, but this is a true Victorianox knife. It says says so on the tag stamp. Victorianox Switzerland stainless. I don't know. I'm sure you can see that. On the back, it has now this may DE/GM 9305297. I don't know anything about what that means, but that's what it says. Okay, so we got the main blade on this. This is kind of like a forerunner of what the Swiss Army knife rescue tool is now, which is like a big neon monstrosity. But it is a good rescue tool from what I gather. Now this has the typical first layer, Swiss Army knife first layer of the can opener, and I can tell you I've opened dozens of cans with this can opener. I love these can openers better than any other kind of can opener. They always work. They're always durable. They get the can lid off. It's great. It's just a fine can opener. And I've really used this one a lot. On the other side, you have the cap lifter / wire bender or stripper. I don't know what the screwdriver tool. It was like a 3-in-1 tool. And this has a liner lock as well. I'm not sure why they'd put a liner lock on a cap lifter, but it's got a half stop. I don't know why they have all that shabazz on a cap lifter. You know, you'd figure. I don't know. I'd figure I'd want all that stuff more on a can opener. You know, you don't have. Do you have a half stop? No, there's no half stop. No lock. Anyhow, it's interesting to me that they would do that. Now, the secondary blade on this thing is this seatbelt ripper, is how it was described when I got it. And this is kind of dull from me using it for various things over the years. It's a great box cutter. But this will cut through a seatbelt in seconds flat. Yeah, this is a great blade if you're for emergencies. Not that I've ever really needed to cut a seatbelt off to save my life, but it's interesting nonetheless. Very sharp serrated blade for seatbelt cutting. That doesn't even have a liner lock on it. Then we have buried in here, and kind of hard to get out because I've bent the scale, or the metal in the scale, is the saw. Now this is an amazing saw. This is incredible, and having a good long one. You know, this doesn't even, like, they have the liner lock and a half stop on a cap lifter, but they don't on a dangerous blade like this. You know, it's weird, but yeah, this is an awesome saw. I've used this to saw stuff before, and you know, Victorianox. Look at that glitter down that blade. Victorianox. You know, the saw blade is a common tool found, but these 101 millimeter, 111 millimeters. We're growing by the minute. Are much better. They're very good saws. So I have to kind of. That's how it lands. Got to put it back there. What else do we got on this thing? We have a punch-all. I love punch-alls. This one is very hard to get out. and it doesn't have the eyelet, so you can sew, but it does have all the other, these are great for, it's kind of like sharpened like a chisel almost. Um, anyway, punch extra holes in my leather belt when I lose weight with this. I've used this a number. This is probably this blade and the can opener are probably the blades I've used the most, other than the main blade on this. Um, it does have the scale tools. It has the toothpick. I'm not going to bring up. I have used this toothpick. It's just I don't use it anymore, obviously. And the tweezers got lost like a month after I used or got the knife. So, but the tweezers, I have a couple other sets of the tweezers, and the tweezers are great for what they do. This corkscrew has a corkscrew on it, and I have really no idea why. Um, being a rescue tool kind of thing, um, but and the corkscrew, I don't know, like I think this is kind of out of date Victorianox tool. Um, I don't know many. I've never used a Victorianox corkscrew. I can't. Maybe I have once. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know many people who go picnicking in the park with a bottle of wine anymore. So not that I don't think I ever did. But yeah, anyway, this now a tool that got lost as well is this had a little insert that screwed in, a little gray plastic insert with a little um, screwdriver for your eyeglasses on. So what you would do is really neat. You'd unscrew it and you just screw it in upside down, and you'd have this little mini screwdriver, and that was really cool. But it got lost like a month after I got this thing. Um, so yeah, that's the Victorianox Fireman. I had to do a lot of research to figure. Oh, it also has the key ring, one of the most valuable tools on every Victorianox knife. The key ring. That's actually listed as a tool. It's great. I love Victorianox knives. I love Swiss Army knives. I'd love to get a Wenger uh, model. Uh, Wenger, there was in the beginning there was Wenger and Victorianox, and they both made Swiss Army knives, and they're both a little different. Um, and I really like what I've seen of the Wenger models, and I thought there's a couple I'd like to get, but I can't shop online, and I don't know where to get them. So anyway, um, so yeah, I'm gonna tag this in the open tag for the knife community and see if anybody's interested in watching this video on this old, battered, well used, well loved, and carried. This is my EDC for about a decade, and or maybe more even. I don't know. I only recently stopped carrying it because I have lighter knives to carry now. Like now, I either carry my Victorianox Recruit or my Case Mini or yeah medium Stockman. Um, yeah, it's quite a difference when it comes to size. See what I mean? Um, it's hard. It's the bulkiness in the pocket. That's an issue to me these days. So, um, but yeah, it's a cool knife, and it's a great knife, and yeah, I used it and loved it. Used it and loved it for years, and I still, if I didn't have a new one, I'd still be using it. So, all right, people, that's my video for today. I hope you're all doing good and well. If you're local, come down and see me play at Jethro's tonight from 6 till 8. And yeah, God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful day. In Jesus' name, I bid you adieu. Bye now.